From the New York Post. Half-retired Biden, pretty much, right? Half-retired Biden making allied leaders trek to Delaware for annual summit. So he's on such a great vacation, he can't even be bothered to leave. So he's meeting with these other leaders and like, hey, come on to Delaware. I'm already here. Come on, I'll show you the beach. It'll be great. So retiring President Biden will require the leaders of Australia, India, and Japan to schlep to Delaware for the annual four-nation Quad Summit next week, as the 81-year-old spends yet another weekend at home in Wilmington. What was it, 40%? I could be off on that. I need Robert. Robert threw that out there when we were watching the debate, but I think it was 40% of his presidency he's been on vacation or something like that. Insane. Absolutely insane. Private security, $400,000 a year, plus any extra stuff he might be getting. And all kinds of benefits, man. 40% of his time on vacation. But you know what? That's okay. Democrats don't have a problem with that. They only have a problem if Trump is out there on the golf course maybe once a week or once every other week or something like that. Because that was just awful. Whatever. It says the summit will be held September 21st near Biden's weekend White House in America's 470th most populous city, a relative desert of cultural and culinary attractions 120 miles northeast of the nation's capital. I'm not going to lie, at first glance, I couldn't tell if this was Biden or if this was maybe Biden. Maybe that's like a Secret Service agent in disguise, because they want to make sure he knows which way to go and what car to get in and all that stuff. I know you're thinking, Chris, that's obviously a mannequin. No, nothing is obvious when it comes to the president, number one, and especially when it comes to Biden. Biden picked his hometown as a meeting site to show how deep his bonds are with Prime Minister Fumio Kishida of Japan. Sure, I said that wrong. Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India and Australia. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Y'all, I'm not good at all this stuff. I'm just some redneck from Georgia. I'm doing my best, okay? The White House insisted in a statement. So they insist that the reason for this is to show his deep bonds to all these people, right? Hey, come to my hometown. It has nothing to do with him being too lazy or lacking the ability maybe to travel. I don't know. Biden already has visited Wilmington 21 times this year, spending his time lunching at a nearby golf course, shopping at a Jose Bank retail store, and attending church, and is expected to habitually return on weekends for the remainder of his presidency, which ends January 20th. Boy, that can't get here fast enough. I think that's it. Is that it? Boom. No, I was thinking it went on. Okay. President Joseph R. Biden Jr. will host a fourth in-person Quad Leaders Summit in Wilmington, Delaware on Saturday, September 21st, the White House said. Remember, there's the Corvette and there's the, top secret classified documents in cardboard boxes that he's just a meaningful old man that didn't realize what he was doing. But those came from when he was in the Senate and he had no authorization to take them. But you know what? Forget about that. Orange man bad. Remember that. Orange man bad. This will be president's first time hosting foreign leaders in Wilmington as president, a reflection of his deep personal relationship with each of the Quad leaders and the importance of the Quad to all of our countries. The summit follows prior annual meetups at the White House in Tokyo and Hiroshima, Japan. Hiroshima. I know different people say it different ways. I don't know if there's a right way and a wrong way. So, suck it. The next Quad gathering in 2025 will be hosted by India with a new president representing the U.S. Dear God, let it be Trump. The White House said that the leaders, united by a desire to contain China's influence, will focus on bolstering the strategic convergence among our countries, advancing our shared vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific region, and delivering concrete benefits for partners in the Indo-Pacific and key areas. That sounds well and good. Sounds far above the capabilities of one Joseph Biden to have that conversation, though. Hey, man, where's the ice cream at? Sorry, ADD kicking in. I've been hanging out with Sean too much. The areas of discussion will include health, security, natural disaster response, maritime security, high quality infrastructure, critical and emerging technologies, climate, clean energy, and cybersecurity, according to the statement. Biden ended his campaign for a second term on July 21st. Yada, yada, yada. We know, and we know who's there with. This is a great picture because we're actually going to get into this in a second. Don't forget who we are talking about. We're talking about Joseph R. Biden. This dude right here, unless this is one of the clones. I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying. All right. Over here on X, let's go and look at that same thing. If you look down here at the bottom right, well, let me just click on that maybe. Yeah, there we go. You'll notice something very interesting here. Here's that same image, right? But we've got the back of Biden's head. So there's Bloomberg down there. There's Trump, Vance, Trump Jr., another Trump, Trump, you know, all that good stuff. Biden's turned around. Now, I know he has a tendency to do this, but I wonder what's going on here. Well, first of all, let me place this. Okay, let me scroll back up. Let me tell you where this is, what's going on. This is Joe Biden, Kamala leaving the 9/11 memorial after a short stay after socializing with the attorney general that tried to take Trump's properties and fine him an outrageous amount. That's a post from JV the Great over on X. May need to give, you know what? Boom. Why not? But yeah, so there's the picture that was snapped. Well, where's Biden at? Let's do this. They're still talking. There's Kamala. All right, there's Biden, Kamala. And someone's talking about their uncle firefighter who most likely perished in 9/11, and they're out of there. Biden and Kamala are out of there. Neither of them are sticking around. And of course, again, who did stick around? There they are leaving. You still got Bloomberg there. You got Trump, Vance. Everybody else looks like they're staying. They're heading on out because probably got to get back to the beach or get to the ice cream shop. I don't know. But this is interesting too. So here is actually, let me go up to the original post here to show you where I'm going with this. And I'll go to another video that has better audio on this one. So this is what they were responding to. It says, this isn't Trump after a debate or one of his rallies. It's him at the 9/11 memorial. Winky get female photographers. He's weird and gross. No, that's you, baby girl. That's you. Black Lives Matter, pronouns in the bio. I don't care if anybody's gay. You guys know that. I've got a pretty decent gay conservative following, and I love every one of y'all. Got no problem with you guys. It's the cult. It's the cult that is that LGBTQ movement that's kind of taken over that I do have an issue with. Oh, and she's a comedian, Dana Goldberg. I think I know that name. Yeah. Not as a comedian though, because I mean, clearly not funny. Not that women can't be funny. They just usually aren't. But anyways, here's what she posted saying that here he is being weird, winking and smiling and stuff. And this is a 9/11 memorial. Don't forget, we just saw Biden and Harris walk out while somebody's talking about their firefighter. What was it? Uncle, father, forget. Somebody was talking about someone who probably perished during 9/11. And Biden and Harris are just dipping up out of there like, we made our appearance. We're out of here. It's almost like looking at your watch during, the bodies of servicemen who died under your watch being returned. But, that's neither here nor there, right? So let's take a look at this. Let's see what's going on.
Also exchange words, too. From here in New York, both Donald Trump, Joe Biden...
Something doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like the original audio. It sounds like somebody's talking over it or something.
Also exchange words, too.
Thank you. Little smile, little wink. And we're just seeing him and Vance and some dudes in the background. All right. So that's what they're posting. This person reacted and said, well, these people are just walking out. All right. Well, we're going to look at this one, but I think I found better audio for it because I want to say I played this earlier. Audio was not good because the audio is what matters here. Not only that, but the wide shot is what matters. So this is directly from C-SPAN. Okay, I'm going to go, can't go full screen. I just want to go, pop it back up. Boom, boom. Yeah, baby. Can I go again? Ooh, That's good right there. That's good right there. All right. So watch and listen. And if it's not loud enough, I will boost the audio in post because I want to make sure you guys hear what's going on. All right, so far, got Chuck Schumer looking like Satan's left nut. And then you got Kamala and Trump meeting again. Trump smiling. Biden's over here smiling. Nobody else really smiling right in, any kind of way over here. But you can hear them. Hopefully you can hear them. You can hear them shouting for Donald. Donald! Donald! It continues. Listen. All right, hold on now. Now she's laughing. He's smiling. He's grinning with that nutsack grin. And there's Trump. Here's Trump saying thank you. He's just mouthing it, winking and stuff like that, because he realizes he's at a somber place. This is a somber moment here. A respectful event is happening. But he wants to address these people that are shouting. And they're not just shouting because, oh, it's a celebrity, Donald Trump, former president. They are begging him, please win this election. I think they even say, we need you. We'll keep listening, but I want to show you what a wide shot matters because remember, we just got this earlier. Right? But now look at here. Oh. Try me. I bring receipts. Y'all got that clickbaity stuff. I forget what they called it. Fake. What was it? Not fake. I don't remember what they called it. God, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyways, I'll keep playing this. Cheap fakes. That's what they called it. Where they zoom in on something, don't show the whole picture. When Biden was turning around and looking at the parasailer, parachute guy that dropped down or whatever, and everybody else said, oh, that's a cheap fake. He was doing something else. That was a cheap fake. Screw you. Dana Goldberg. You're so full of it, Dana Goldberg. Or whoever posted this original clip and you shared it. Y'all stupid with these cheap fakes. Here's the real deal. They are screaming and shouting for Donald Trump. He can't just sit there and not respond. Plus, look at this cackling hyena right here. And again, Satan's left nutsack. Because he's got two, I'm sure. And of course, he looks lost. Biden looks lost. We need you, President Trump. We need you. I don't hear nobody shouting for Kamala. Nobody being admirable toward Biden. Is he winking toward the reporters or is he acknowledging the people screaming his name? President Trump, we love you. Did you hear that? And don't forget, too, these are his people. He's a New Yorker, right? Now, he's down in Mar-a-Lago in Florida and everything, but he's a New Yorker. He built, so much New York. He's Mr. Trump Tower guy. Bloomberg and him were probably buddies back in the day. New York loved Trump until all of a sudden the media told him he was racist and stuff out of nowhere. Without evidence that they say anytime he makes a claim, oh, he said this without evidence. And all of a sudden now, even though there's evidence that he's not racist, they'll say that he is without providing evidence, which is always curious to me. Rules for me, not for thee, whatever, thee, not for me. That's the game they play. But that's the wider video. That's the audio. So you, with your own lying eyes, what do you see? Do you see him flirting with videographers over there and journalists? Hey, baby, how you doing? Huh? Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Is that what's going on here? Or Or is he acknowledging these people shouting and screaming while he is still trying to be respectful at the situation that he is? He's not up there like, hey, y'all, like Kamala is. Hey, everybody. Why ain't nobody saying my name? What's going on here? And then Biden just, again, looks like a lost puppy dog. If it were me being asked that question, I would say he's acknowledging the people that are shouting and acknowledging him. And he's trying to appease them while also maintaining his composure. That is what I see in there. What do you see in there? I'll wrap up with this other one. This is from my boy Dom Lucre. Again, if I'm saying the last name wrong, I apologize, Dom. But I'm going to link to him down in the show notes below, both to his X and to his YouTube channel. I have been loving hanging out in his chats on his live stream. He's starting to do some more live streams here and there. He's got a huge X presence over, what's he got? He's got over, almost 1.5 million followers. I mean, huge, right? But he's just recently, over the short period of time, been trying to build his YouTube presence and doing videos over there. He does a great job, but he was live streaming the DNC, and that's where I really found him, and that's where I found a lot of his subscribers and followers and whatnot in the chat. Boy, I've made some good friends in there. We've gone back and forth. I've really been enjoying it. So highly recommend you guys follow Dom, both on X, and check out his YouTube. And if it's for you, it's for you. Awesome. If not, that's okay too. That's okay too. But I dig him, and I do recommend him. And I know I don't do that a lot on the show. But if there's someone that I really like, I definitely want to call him out. So you guys already know I'm a big fan of Robert Hurd, the Wash Cash and Spin Cycle, Sean of Third Relify, Chris of Chris's World. And I've mentioned others before, the guys over at the Talking Nerds, of course, nothing but love for them. But, anytime I find somebody that I want to make sure that you are aware of, I'm going to share that. But Dom is definitely one of them. Right here shows breaking footage has released showing President Biden and Kamala Harris being met with silence when they enter a room full of firefighters. Donald Trump walked in behind them and was met with a standing ovation. So this is just kind of a little bit of carryover from that previous video. Nobody was shouting for Kamala. Nobody was shouting for Biden. They were shouting for Trump. Trump, we need you. Trump, save us. Trump, we love you. Right? And not to be racist, but some of the voices did kind of sound like black women. I'm just saying, maybe that's a racist thing for me to say, but again, I don't, suck it. I don't know. I don't care. It is what it is. All right, here we go. Here is Biden and Kamala entering in a firehouse. Nothing. Here comes Trump. This might be the same place where that one guy, and that may have been the guy where Biden put on the Trump hat or whatever. You guys seen that, right? That's pretty funny. I'm not looking into that as anything, meaning anything more than Biden being playful, because, he probably has the mind of a child, especially the fact he loves children so much. But I want to close with that. Is all the stories that we covered today pretty much tie into each other, from the media putting out a different narrative than the actual reality. At the beginning, I was talking about mortgage rates dropping, but they're only dropping from like their all-time high. We're still nowhere near where we were, just a few years ago. So it's manipulative in how they present these things. It's manipulative how they present this. Oh, here's a tight shot of Trump smiling and winking at the 9/11 memorial. Oh, well, can we cut to a wide? Do we maybe have a shot that has some good audio in it? Oh, everyone's doing that. Number one. Number two, they are screaming and shouting for Trump like they're in a burning building to come and save them. What is he supposed to not acknowledge them? Completely ignore? Y'all have lost your mind. You don't know what it's like out there. As Kamala says, in these streets. And you see what happens when he walks in the firehouse. Again, the way the news presents it, they are even 49%, 49% in so many polls. She smoked him in the debate the other night, which, to be fair, it wasn't his best performance. And I get it. I also do believe it was 3-on-1, which is a little unfair, but that's neither here nor there. You can go watch our live stream. Again, I will leave that link in the show notes below. You can go check that out. We did a fantastic job that night. I'm super proud of what we did. I'm not gonna, do it again. So go check that out. But they're going to tell you, hey, Kamala's killing Trump. Trump is so far behind. All our polls show that they are in favor of Kamala. Don't believe your lying eyes is what they tell you. I drive up and down these streets. I meet people all the time. I've got friends. Again, as a filmmaker, I have a lot of liberal friends. Some of them are actually going to be voting for Trump this time. They've made it very, very clear. Some of them aren't. Some of them are going to be Harris Walz voters, not because of Harris and Walz, but because they're not Trump, which, again, that's fine. You can do that. You vote for the lesser of two evils. That's the way you want to do it. That's the way a lot of people do it. That's fine. It's okay. But again, they're not necessarily voting for Harris Walz because they believe in Harris Walz. They just don't want Trump Vance, or they just don't want Trump in general, right? And I get that. I remember, seeing the ballot and being like that myself a few times in the past. But there's not a lot of positivity behind these candidates. And that's really what I think. If the election wasn't manipulated in 2020 in any way and Biden legitimately won, that's why he won. Because more people were voting against Trump than for Biden. You follow me? They weren't necessarily voting for Biden. They were voting for whoever was going to run and beat Trump, which is what you're going to get a lot of here again with Harris Walz. They're not necessarily voting for these two jackasses. They are just voting against Trump. You're going to see that. So legitimately, they do have some support in that regard. But overwhelmingly, if you look anywhere, again, as I drive down these streets and I meet these people, I've seen one Harris Walz sign anywhere around me. I've seen multiple Trump yard signs. Now, I see a lot of folks that don't have signs in their yard, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have one in mine, but it's pretty obvious who's getting the most support in my area, in my circles, and you're seeing it here. But if you listen to mainstream media, they're going to paint a different picture altogether. That's why I say all the time, don't listen to the mainstream media. Sure, they'll give you some ideas, some stories that are going on. Then go do your research or come to places like, again, I'm not the best at this, but I'm going to give you my best. Okay. That's again why I'm going to be taking a short break, just so I can recalibrate and make sure I'm on my A game as we get closer and closer to election. This will be my first time doing this in an election year, going into an election. I want to make sure I give you my absolute best, and I will call Trump out just as fast as I call Harris out. I did that on debate night, and I'll do it again because I'm trying my best to be unbiased as much as possible, to be fair. All that said, don't listen to mainstream media. Find your sources that you do like. Listen to right-leaning media. Listen to left-leaning media. Listen to your independent media like me, like Crowder, Third Relify, Robert Herr on Washcast, Spin Cycle, wherever. Find these guys. Seek these guys out. Timcast, The Quartering, Salty Cracker, whoever. I could go on Liberal Hive Mind, Don't Walk Run Productions, all these guys I mention all the time that I'm a huge fan of. Find you some sources like that, listen to them cover the same thing, and see if you don't start seeing a trend on how things are leaning and how stories are being told in the mainstream media versus by people that actually have receipts. I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to link the receipts down below so you can go check them out for yourself. They don't want that for you. Mainstream media, the elites, our politicians for the most part, on either side, for a lot of them, They want you in the dark so they can control you, so they can maintain that power over you. I won't go into a deep dive in that. Lord knows I can go into a deep dive with that. I'll be sounding like Alex Jones before it's all over with. But that's it. That's all I've got on this, guys. Don't trust mainstream media. Do a little research yourself. It does take a little time, but you will be significantly more informed than being programmed and brainwashed by those idiots out there.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.